color balancing in Lightroom is fairly a direct process. Let me on this image go ahead and get the exposure a little bit better, something like that. But color balancing we do right here under the white balance. If I want to turn it into a black and white, I can simply do that and adjust exposure and those kind of controls. But let's go back to color. And the color options that I have, if I've shot in RAW, which I have on this, I'll have a variety of options. That's the value of shooting in RAW file, is you really don't have to preset your white balance because you can adjust it later. The default usually is as shot. Auto will automatically adjust the white balance, which in this case is not terribly different. Sometimes auto is great, other times it gives you a pretty awful rendition. Really depends on the quality of light you're photographing and that kind of thing, and the settings. But anyway, I can adjust it for daylight, which changes the color temperature. So if you know the color temperature scale, 5600 degrees Kelvin is usually daylight. That's what this is balanced for. Obviously, when I made this photograph, I wasn't photographing in a daylight situation. And don't worry, I don't hang out with the rock. This is a photograph of in a wax museum. But anyway, you can adjust this based on the light conditions in which you photographed. So if it's under fluorescent lights, mine was probably fluorescent and incandescent. Here would be tungsten incandescent. That's actually a pretty good rendition right there. But indeed, I'm looking at the temperature, 2850. What this does is it slides towards the blue or the yellow. And get that about where I was. And the green or magenta. And again, I'm just going to do this visually, something about there. Again, what I'm trying to do in this case is get the skin tone to more or less look natural in its hue. Those are my simple controls, and in this case, that's a custom file. If I'm going to make a print, then I would do a test print here, see what the color is, and if I need to adjust the color of the print, I do it on the file here. But that's simple as that, using the slider bars. If you listen to my histogram talk about the different colors that you have options here, notice with the slider bars, I have blue and yellow, which are opposites, green and magenta, which are opposites. Equal amounts yellow and magenta equal red. Equal amounts blue and green equal cyan. So the combination of those, I have access to changing all 6 of the primary colors, red, green, blue, yellow, magenta, and cyan, which are all part of the histogram graph as well.